Hello, Resurrection. It's January the 28th, Thursday, and I am still locked in my house. Patrick is fine. He doesn't have any of the severe respiratory symptoms, but it's been like a bad case of the flu for him. We thought he was better. He started running fever again yesterday and is back in bed. So we'll see. Uh, I don't know where we are on our count of days, seeing as how he's still symptomatic. We've got calls into the doctors and whatnot. He has been very good about locking himself in his room. He doesn't really feel like getting out of bed, so that makes it easier. But we're going to be especially careful with our quarantine dates and as conservative as we can be with them. Which means that I will not be in church on Sunday, this coming Sunday. There is not a supply priest to be had in the Diocese of Tennessee right now. That's primarily because supply priests are usually older, usually retired priests, and retired priests are being extra careful with the virus right now, and I don't blame them. So I am not able to find a supply priest for Sunday. So I will be conducting the Eucharist at my dining room table like we've done a few times, but that means that there will be no in-person worship this Sunday, and I'm sorry about that. I really am, but I don't see another way around it at this point. I do intend for our Wednesday night Bible study to go ahead at this point, but I would say put that in pencil, depending on whether or not the doctors release us from jail or not. Wanted to give you a few updates as we go. One of the things, there are several indicators in a church, in a parish, for health. What is it that makes your parish healthy? Now, you know that I'm a huge numbers cruncher. I always know how many we have and what our average Sunday attendance is and how that compares to last year and the year before, and I have a goal set for the coming year and how that compares to the national trend and whatnot. I'm big on those, and I do think that one of the ways that you can tell the health of a church is by how many disciples that church is forming, and how many of those are showing up, and how many are new, and whatnot. So I'm always looking at those numbers, but that's not the only way that you can tell health in a parish. Are we being fed spiritually by each other, and are we engaged in learning and in classes and in doing things for our soul? Is our soul being fed? Are we feeding others, not only their souls, but their bodies as well? Are we clothing the naked? Are we telling people about Jesus? All of these are important indicators in the health of the life of a church. One thing that in the Episcopal Church I certainly do notice is that the healthier the parish is, the more involvement that parish will have at the diocesan level. And I want to tell you that last Saturday was the convention of the diocese, and when the convention was over, we have actually 4 people in the parish right now. I don't think there's any more than 4, but we have at least 4 who are playing very important roles in the Diocese of Tennessee. Pat Smith was just reappointed to another term on the Clergy Disciplinary Board. Now that committee never ever meets, but when they do, fasten your seatbelt, right? That's the committee you do not want to meet. But Pat Smith is one of the few members on that very important committee that if they're ever called up, they have got tough work to do. Scott Johnson is also in a very important role. He's serving now. He's just been appointed to the Commission on Ministry, the Diocesan Commission on Ministry, and that is the committee that works in conjunction with the bishop to decide who is ordained from the Diocese of Tennessee. That can also be very tough work. Not everybody gets the go-ahead for ordination for various reasons, and it can be painful and tough work. And Scott is the perfect person for that. Lifelong Episcopalian, kind, has the real gift of discernment, and I can't think of anybody I'd rather have on that committee. Sally Carlston Bancroft has been a member for quite some time of the Beloved Community. that deals with issues of race in the diocese. And then Saturday, for the first time, this is an elected position, this is not an appointment, but Dustin Bledsoe was elected to the bishop and council, which is basically the vestry of the diocese. And again, can you think of anybody who would be better at that than Dustin? And as we take our place with the Diocese of Tennessee, I think it speaks volumes to the progress that we've made as a parish, and it speaks to our health as a parish too. So it's easy to look around and see, gosh, we're not having church again this Sunday, or oh my goodness, we had 30 people in whatever service this morning, and that's tough, right? It is hard work. But don't let it make you feel like we're losing momentum, because I actually don't think we've lost much momentum. I don't think it's going to take years and years to recover after the quarantine is lifted. I think Resurrection continues to be quite healthy, continues to grow in a number of baptized members, if not in attendance. But I think that attendance will certainly come. Many of you are still staying home, and I support you in that completely. But I just wanted to take a minute to brag on you that I think we're doing pretty well at Resurrection. Now, again, I'm sorry that I will not be there on Sunday, but Ann Johnson will send out the regular e-bulletin today, and it will have an order of worship for Sunday in it that you can click on, and it'll have the link also for Sunday's Eucharist, which you can follow through Facebook. And then after the service the live service has concluded, we will post that to YouTube as well, so that you can go back and watch the recording. Now, sometimes it takes a couple of hours to post that to YouTube. Sometimes it takes 20 minutes. You never know. So keep checking if you're looking for that. I love you. I miss you. Everybody's okay at the Jones house. Patrick is not feeling too spry, but he's okay. So I appreciate your prayers so much. I love y'all, and I'll see you soon.